If you had a rubbish week, this is for you. Maybe you've missed a couple of workouts. Maybe you've eaten out more than you planned. Maybe you stepped onto the scales and the number was not what you wanted to see. And immediately, that little voice in your head began to whisper, what's the point? Have I ruined everything? I'm going to start again on Monday. If this sounds like you, I want you to know something. You're not alone. In fact, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why people fail to achieve long-term results. And it's not because they don't know what to do. Most people have the information, most people know what to do, but it's because of the story they tell themselves when things don't go perfectly. You see, most people think fitness is like a physical challenge. It's not, it's an emotional one because we attach our self-worth to our performance. The scale goes up, we feel like failures. We miss a couple of workouts, we feel guilty. We have a takeaway, we think we've ruined the entire week. Here's the truth. One bad day is not the problem. One bad week is not the problem. The problem is the meaning we attach to it. The meaning we attach to it. Okay? Because one moment suddenly can become your identity. That's the bigger problem. And I see it all the time, especially with busy professionals, the high performers. You hold yourself to such a high standard. You're used to achieving things, achieving targets, hitting KPIs, deadlines, responsibilities, so on and so forth. But you don't realize you bring that same mindset into your health journey. If things are not perfect, you think you're failing. But health doesn't work like that. Let me tell you that, my friend. Health doesn't work like that. And honestly, I had to learn this myself. For years, I tied my self-worth to my success, to my output, not just in fitness, in work, in life, in everything. If I had one bad week at work, I would feel like I failed. If I didn't hit a KPI, I feel like I failed. If I wasn't productive, I felt guilt. If I slowed down, I felt like I was being lazy. Eventually, that mindset contributed to me getting burnout because I was constantly judging myself. I was constantly chasing. I was constantly trying to prove myself, constantly trying to earn my worth. Maybe some of you can relate to this. Maybe, especially if you're ambitious, you can relate to this. And the problem is, your body doesn't care how ambitious you are. It really doesn't, because it will start to whisper poor sleep, lower energy, brain fog, lack of motivation, feeling irritable, lack of patience. And the thing is, if you ignore these whispers for too long, it eventually screams. And that's what I want you to avoid. Okay? I want you to start looking at your health differently. I want you to become the investigator instead of the judge. Think about a car for a second. Think about it. Car for a second. When the petrol light comes on your dashboard, you don't pull over and you start questioning your entire existence. Don't do that, do you? Of course not. You don't say, oh, I'm a terrible person. You simply go, dashboard, petrol light, I need more petrol. Simple like that. Your body works exactly the same way. If you have poor sleep, that's inflammation. If you have low energy, that's inflammation. If your weight is not moving, that's inflammation. If you miss a couple of workouts, that's inflammation. Your body's constantly giving you feedback. This machine, this vehicle is constantly giving you feedback. It's not attacking you, it's simply communicating with you. And this is where most people get stuck. They're emotional about the data instead of becoming curious about the data. So this week, I want you to do something different. Every time something doesn't go according to plan, I want you to pause, calm, tranquilo, don't react, don't spiral, don't punish yourself. Just ask yourself 3 questions. Numero uno, what happened? Numero dos, why did it happen? Number 3, what's one thing I can tweak this week? I can shift this week. That's it. No judgment, no guilt, no punishment, just information. Because the goal is not perfection. The goal is not perfection. It's not to be perfect. It's not. It doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. The goal becomes who can keep going the longest, who can make it stick. So here's a phrase I want you to remember from today's chat. This is your framework. 3 simple words, and it goes like this. Data, not drama. When things don't go to plan, Don't judge the week, view the week. Because people who achieve long-term results are not the people who never have bad weeks. They're simply the people who recover faster from those bad weeks. They bounce back quicker. So one final thing before we finish, you can absolutely win at work. You can absolutely be successful without losing yourself in the process. You can be ambitious, you can have goals, you can be successful, totally. But your health can be the thing you sacrifice to get there. I want you to remember that. Because eventually, the sacrifice becomes you. So this week, remember, data, not drama. Data, not drama. Hope I said this enough. Data, no drama. In the next video, I'm going to talk about nutrition, simplify it, because most people don't have a food problem. They have a relationship with food problem. See you in the next one.